In episode 374, we're going to talk about the compounding machine that's always working against you. Inflation is a non-stop machine. I think in Jaws they used to call it an eating machine. And sharks have to keep swimming or they die. Inflation kind of works the same way. Inflation works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Inflation never stops. There are only a few years in the last 100 years where we saw inflation actually produce a negative number. 2009 was the most recent one where we saw inflation actually go down. There are years where the inflation is less compared to the year before. We're going to talk about that. See, the Federal Reserve usually refers to this basket of goods. I'm not really sure what's in the basket anymore, but they will refer to this basket of goods that last year cost $100, and if we have a year with 5% inflation, well, that basket that cost $100 last year now costs $105 this year. So let's say in the next 12 months, inflation now at 5% drops to 3%. That sounds good, doesn't it? When you do the math, you're going to see that your basket of goods that started at 100, went to 105, didn't really go down, it just went up less. So it went to $108 plus. Do the math on this. You're going to see that when inflation is down, it just means that prices are going up less. They're going up slower than they were the year before. Prices hardly ever go down, and so you need something in your investments on your balance sheet that's going to outpace the rate of inflation. What could that be? Do you think it's your house? Believe it or not, we've had people come in here and tell us, well, my house is my hedge against inflation. We got bad news for you. That's not a hedge against inflation, because it's very hard for you to hack off part of your living room or sell your gutters and turn it into cash so you can buy groceries. It just doesn't work that way. Likewise, people will tell you, well, I have a small percentage of my investments in gold or precious metals or some kind of commodities. Hey, it's really hard to hack off a hunk of gold and take it down to ShopRite. I just don't think they're set up to let you buy groceries that way. It doesn't work. You need something that's liquid, that's going to grow over the long term, that will outpace the rate of inflation, or at least keep up with the rate of inflation. What are we talking about? We're talking about growth investments that you can turn into cash pretty quickly. We're talking about stocks, growth investments. This is something that a lot of people still don't understand. One of the things that we like to explain to people when they come in to meet with us is that they may be planning to retire the one time, the only time in their life. We retire people, clients of ours, every day of the week. That's our job. So we retire people all the time. We've gone through this over and over and over. One of the things that we implore folks to pay attention to is how much they have in safer investments, how much they have in growth investments. A lot of folks just say, hey, I can't take the hit anymore. I need to tone it down. I need to be in something safe. We get it. We understand that. And so we want to make sure that you've got your reserve account out of harm's way, not involved in the market, not in something that's going to be volatile. We also want to have the next 1 year, 2 years. We've had some folks where we've done 3 years of expenses locked away in something that's not going to be subject to fluctuations in prices. The remainder of the portfolio needs to be allocated in such a way that you've got a piece of your account, some of your investments, working to help offset the rate of inflation. Inflation doesn't stop. The rate changes every year. It's going to go higher some years, it'll be less some years, but it's hardly ever negative. And so you need to have something, especially if you're retired, that's going to help offset the increase in your fixed costs month after month after month. That is why you work with an investment advisor and financial planner like Maluli Asset Management.